happening, people? Welcome back to the Brothers Geek Out channel and another episode of Fight Talk with the BMAs, the basic MMA analysts. As always, I got my boy K West sitting in Thailand. We're going to talk about some UFC fights, UFC Mexico Fight Night. As always, guys, check the description. I will have a link that will take you straight to the Fight Talk. If you don't want to hear about what me and Slick have been up to, you can check the description. It'll be the first thing that says Fight Talk starts here. You click on it, it takes you straight to the Fight Talk, so you don't have to hear all of this sort of stuff, because we always like to catch up, talk about life. This podcast or this Fight Talk has evolved to more than just fights, but the base of it is fights, and we will talk about the UFC fights that come up. And I saw a couple of ONE FC, and I know there's a bit of Bellator as well, so we'll talk through that too. But on that note, K West, how you doing, brother?
I'm good. Is that worse, or is it better, or is it the same?
No, that's good. That's actually better. That's actually better. I don't hear any. Yeah, inside I think a lot of people were talking, so I could hear it in the background. But now I can't hear it. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, man, I'm doing really well. Just put things together, and like positive couple days, positive week. Things are moving, like I said. I'll let you know anyway, but things have advanced from the last time we talked. But it's all positive. It's all moving forward, and I'm looking forward to it.
Amazing. Sounds good.
Yeah?
You know what's crazy? I've actually got some positive news to share with you. I'll get straight to the punchline. Me and my wife bought an apartment. We bought a 2-bedroom apartment, right? Think about this, yeah. From when we spoke last week, there was no conversation about this till like 1 week later.
We're talking about looking. Yeah.
So we bought it. It happened so fast. It happened so fast. It's been crazy.
Wow.
So
yes.
Let me tell you this story, man, because it's actually really crazy how it worked out. So we were obviously thinking about the future, like we'll be in Dubai, London, we don't know. We were like, let's just look. Let's see what's up. So we went into a real estate agent last Friday, right? Friday before. Thought, you know, service is going to be bad, everything's going to be bad, but let's just go in and see what they got. Like, let's just get, a goal was to just go in there and see what's up. So my guy actually was amazing. He actually gave us amazing service, spent like an hour and a half with us, talking us through. We didn't even expect none of this. And then what happened was he talked to us about a new development that's coming up and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, amazing service, started sharing us price points. So that weekend, I was like, damn, man, he actually got my interest. He got both of our interests. And I was like, you know what? I became like a mathematician, accountant dude, bro, through that weekend. I just done all this maths and say, can this work? Can this work? And all that sort of stuff. So then what happened was it worked. And I based it on the fact that me and my wife can live the same life that we're living now, exactly the same. Nothing will get sacrificed, because I don't want to put us in any financial, uncomfortabilities. So, we had to downgrade from, like, say, 3-bedroom to a 2-bedroom, all that sort of stuff. So we had to figure that out, right? And all the maths worked. And then we were like, damn, do we do this? And I'm just like, man, this is happening so quick. It's, the only thing that was making me uncomfortable, because everything sounded great, the numbers worked, was one, I don't trust anyone in Dubai. I've spoken about this before. I don't trust anyone. And two, it's happening so quick within a week. Like, what the hell's going on? So anyway, on the side, I'm speaking to my boy. His name's Riyadh. He's a real estate agent. He moved to Dubai just before I moved here. I know him from the UK, all that stuff. That's my guy. And I just told him about it. And I didn't know that he can speak to the developers and help me out here, because he works in a whole different area. But I was telling him about it. Anyway, so Wednesday night, I'm at the gym. We have to make a decision by then. This is why it's uncomfortable, because the guy says you have to make a decision by Thursday morning, 10 a.m., because that's when it goes out in the market. Otherwise, you won't. Sales. He was being sales, but he was providing a lot of information. So me and the missus were like, oh, this sounds good, but I'm so nervous for these deadlines, and it's only been a week, and these deadlines make me uncomfortable, because this wasn't the plan. So Wednesday, the whole week we're talking. Wednesday, talking back and forth. I go to the gym to clear my mind. I go do wrestling. I'm thinking about it constantly. I'm speaking to the missus. Me and the missus are both like, I think we should just go for it. Like, we're feeling good about it, but we're just uncomfortable because, like I said, one, we don't trust anyone, even though this guy's been amazing, and two, it's just so sudden. So what happened was my mum, you know, I'm getting everyone's opinion. Like, what do you guys think? Mum's like, obviously, from a religious perspective, she's like, listen, G, do a prayer and just ask God for your guidance. Ask God for guidance. That's all you do. And leave it in God's hand. And whatever you guys decide, you decide. Right. And again, some people who are not religious who might be like, that's some bullshit. Cool, totally cool. But so what happened was, right? I
We ain't
finished
talking to
wrestling.
them anyway.
What's that?
We ain't talking to them anyway.
Exactly. But if there is someone listening, it
Open-minded
could be,
people.
you might think that's some
Open-minded
bullshit.
people.
Yeah. But what happened was after wrestling, I went upstairs, I done my evening prayer, the normal one that I'll do anyway, right? And then after I finished it, I just done an extra prayer, right? We call it 2 rakats, so just two extra prayers, right? And I just
Okay.
literally asked God, literally that question, like, just guide me through it. Tell me if this is the right decision. Guide me through it. You know that I'm uncomfortable with people here. I don't trust people here. That's what's that's what I'm asking God, literally in those sort of words. Anyway, I'm driving home now. I'm driving home. On the way home, I'm talking to the missus on WhatsApp, and I'm like, I think we're gonna do it. We both want to do it. Let's do it. I feel a bit uncomfortable. Let's do it. As I'm driving home, my boy Ria, the guy I trust, the guy I know, calls me and said, G, I can get you the flat. I can get it. You can go through me if you want. And he's like, I spoke to the developers and I can go do it for you. And I was like, oh my God, like that is the message from God saying, listen, I'm looking after you. I'm looking out for you. You asked for my help. Go do it. And here's your boy who can guide you through it. Right? You don't have to go through a stranger who you don't trust. I told my missus, I'm like, we're doing it. We're doing it for Riyadh. Let's go. And it happened Thursday morning. The thing is as well, like it happened with Riyadh. I was so less stressed because it was my boy. Me and the missus was talking to him for WhatsApp group. I was busy with work, so she was dealing with stuff. He was calling, but because it was him, the stress levels were. I just felt comfortable. That's my guy doing it, and everything. And he processed it. And then I'm doing my calls, and I'm looking at phone calls. I'm doing my call, and then I'm like, "Hey Jesse, it's booked, guys. It's yours." And that's it. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. And I didn't even see my wife till like a couple of hours later because I had Thursday is my busiest day with calls. So after I see a couple of hours later, I'm like, what the fuck just happened? We just bought a flat. We just bought an apartment. Like, what the hell? So took a while for us to acknowledge. And then this weekend, I was like, you know, Riyadh was like, listen, they'll get in contact with you Monday, so it's all good. So I'm waiting for their calls and shit now. But this weekend we were like, take our mind away from all of that. Like Friday and Thursday, we acknowledge, like, let's take a moment to acknowledge what the hell's going on. And then the weekend was like, let's take our mind away from all of this and just relax and just chill and just enjoy this weekend. And then we'll start the process on Monday today. So I'm just waiting for them to contact me to start the process. But I just wanted to share that story, man. Like yes, we got flat, but the just the faith, like from my perspective, like it was just beautiful, man. Just beautiful. And then just that's what happened last week. Crazy week, bro.
Oh man, like, come here, man. Come. Give you a hug, man. That's fucking. That means like
Virtual
that's
hug.
bigger than virtual. That's bigger than just the fact that it's an apartment. That means that you have committed to staying in Dubai as well, right? So at least a longer period of time. No.
Yes and no. We have options. If we want to, yes. If we
Okay.
don't, we have either an investment or we can sell it on and make a bit of
Right.
profit and whatnot. So we have
Right.
options.
Okay. Okay. So that's fine then. But wow, man, that is insanely divine, isn't it? That is, man. How do you feel?
Amazing. I feel great. And again, like I feel great because that message for me, that message came from God saying, do it. It's the right decision for you and your wife.
Yeah.
And again, here's your boy that's gonna help you through it. I feel comfortable. There's no bro, I've talked to you so much about the stress of Dubai. I
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
made the
Yeah.
biggest investment here. And this is life
Right.
changing. It's a property. So we're talking about tons of money here. I
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
more content than when I bought my car or when I'm trying to do anything in Dubai, to be honest with you. Now, I don't know what can happen next couple of months or whatnot, but right now I just feel like calm. And again, because I feel for me that it was God saying, cool, do it. Like I approve, I think it's the right decision for you and your wife, and here's your boy. And I just feel good. We feel good about it, man. I feel amazing about it. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
been crazy.
Well, like you said, it's multiple things. It's an investment as well. So it's not just, I'm guessing, like, in comparison to a car, which is a depreciating item off the offset versus something that appreciates over time. I'm not surprised you feel a bit more at ease in regards to the financial aspect as well. And also, two-bedroom apartment, in my head, I'm thinking, well, it's that time the family might start growing, so maybe it's just one of them divine timing on many aspects. But man, that's huge. That's incredible news.
It's
Wow.
it's been a crazy, it's
Wow.
been a crazy, crazy, crazy week.
So
And
fast.
yeah, it's mad. And
Brilliant, man. That is brilliant.
yeah.
Oh, wait, so hold on. Well, in the meantime, I'm guessing the room, the spare room, we used to be a combined She-Man cave, or is it
Well,
human cave?
no, we'll
What was
see.
it?
We'll see. This is 2 years from now. It's they're building it now,
Oh,
right? So
it's not.
yeah,
Oh,
so
it's
the
going to be
development will be
rebuilt, of
finished.
course.
Yeah, it'll be
Got
finished in
you.
July 2026. So a lot can happen from there, from until
Ah,
then.
okay. Definitely thinking it's just like, oh, here's the keys and, pick a room. Right.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So
It's more
but
like
yeah,
pick a piece of dirt, pick a patch of land right
it's
now.
great, man, and it's in our favorite area. We're there every week. We were there twice this week, and we just like that area. It's a nice community. There's so many shops and cafes there and stuff that we can just chill. It'll be perfect. But I mean, again, 2 years goes quick, and the reason, like I think 2 years, but bro, like Ramadan's coming up. This is my second Ramadan in Dubai, like already. I was just talking to my friend when I first moved there. I remember we broke fast together, and he was like, we were talking about it. I was like, oh my God, like, bro, like, this is my second Ramadan here already. So 2 years will go super quick. So like, I'm glad, and we just made that decision, and we'll see what happens for the future, man, for the future. So amazing. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, as we would say,
Wow, man.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. That's beautiful, man. Okay, well, I guess if we're in the moment of sharing, I might as well give you it now then. So, um, I booked my ticket back to London
Oh, that okay. Okay, when is that?
Wednesday.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay. So soon. Okay. So what's the game plan? What's happening? Or is it just like go back to London, we collaborate, and then
Yeah, it's a little bit of that. It's just I just thought to myself like I came out here with some ducks in a row, and early on they kind of just blew apart. The gym out that was in Samoy went left, and then I had an SEO job that went left, and so I kind of like came here on with a lot of faith in these things that weren't stable, and I've been able to hustle and flow in the meantime, but I know that I could have done it a lot better. So it got to like this point where I'm like, well, hold on a minute, it's like almost 6 months I'm here now, and I'm not moving the way that I want to. I'm not doing therapy. I'm not, there's not the. I used to be an octopus. I used to have about three different things going on. Yeah, I do like personal training and therapy, and I do Airbnb and whatever else. That was, and here I'm just like, I got all my limbs cut off. So anyway, I'm just gonna redo it again a different way. I've got an interview coming up later today for a English teaching role, which is very flexible and can suit like my schedule. So I'm like, okay, I'll cinch this one, do my therapy back in London, get my funds up, um, and then come back to Asia, or at least be able to be more flexible in my decision making, going around and finding the next space. Because I like I said, I did it with what I had saved in the bag and what was ahead of me and what was in my hand, which was a laptop. This one fell apart, that one fell apart. Okay, I've got my back here. But I felt like I was more in survival mode more than actually enjoying things and whatnot. So yeah, it's a little bit of both. Recalibration, reinvest, upskill myself, maybe do some new courses, and move on, man.
Damn. Okay. Wow. Well, I mean, listen, man, it's great that end of the day, man, you found you're going through this journey, right? And this 6 months is a part of it, regardless of what happened. Things might have slipped through or whatever it is. It's all part of the journey that leads to where it needs to lead to, right? It has to happen. This all has to happen. So it's great. I mean, again, I think it's amazing that you can acknowledge it early, you know what I mean? And then put a game plan together, figure out next steps. It's great that you can come back to London as well, just kind of collaborate, I can't even say the word, and then think of next steps, you know what I mean? Which you already have a game plan for. So that's amazing. The worst thing is if you just get like one, just don't progress and you're just like, oh yeah, things will happen without hustling. Or two, you just keep like you're hustling and sometimes things don't go according to the way it's supposed to, but acknowledging that and say, cool, how do I get around this obstacle? And sometimes getting around that obstacle is like, I wouldn't necessarily start from the beginning, but it's just like, all right, let me step back, let me come back, figure out what the obstacle was, and let me see how do I go back and overcome that. You know what I mean? So it's good, man. That's just awesome. And are you gonna be? You still got your place in London, right? So you can go back there in the UK.
I'm gonna stay at my mom's house for a bit.
Okay.
The place I had before that's gone now. So I'll go to my mom's place. I'm actually thinking what I'll do is I'll move the bed, remove the bed, get a futon, get rid of the carpet, put it all white, turn it into my therapy room, right? Or something to that effect. So yeah, I'm already thinking of these things ahead of time, and then what I'll do is, until I can find a place where I can do therapy in another country and have that as one of my incomes as well as other things, I'll just do that in London, do the teaching, and then when I'm going to bounce around different places, I still have my remote work and go from there. But yeah, no, I don't have any regrets. I think oh man, we spoke about it many months about all the things that you learn in due silence, in your own time, with no distractions and no noise. And yeah, that has been invaluable, completely invaluable, and I have a way different perspective and humility for a lot of things that I didn't have before when I was sitting on my fucking throne back in London. So yeah, man, I'm really happy, really happy.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, it's an amazing experience as well. You can never forget that you lived in Thailand for 6 months, and you possibly could be back, but the fact that you still lived in Thailand for over 6 months, I mean, that's an experience in itself. That's amazing.
No doubt. I mean, I'm having to leave a bag here anyway, so I'll be back.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'll be back. I've still got my friend here as well, so I have reasons to come back more than I would have done, let's say. Um, and even I want to come and do some training at some point. So there's other things that I can do when I'm here, but got to keep it moving, man.
That's it. That's it. That is amazing. That is amazing. Well, that's great. It's great. Just having some Wednesday, you're coming back home. Well, coming back to the UK, and then take it from there. That sounds awesome, bro.
That's it, man.
Well, maybe you can meet up. Maybe next time if we do the next UFC watch, you could do it with Yusuf. Like you guys could figure out, join, like find a place. I know it's late now in the UK. It's gonna be late in the UK, like 3 a.m. or whatever. But maybe you guys can meet up and watch it.
Yeah. We'll figure something out. Even collaborating back to the timing of fighting and all that's gonna be nuts.
Yeah. I mean, it should be the last thing on your mind anyway. You got a lot of life shit to sort out. But I'm just saying.
True, but for me, my perspective now is okay, go back home and get to work. It's not like go and play and joke and chill. No, literally go right back into the fast lane kind of thing. So it's just okay, what is operational? What do I need to do? Okay, this, that, and that. So yeah, I'm ready for rock.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Cool, man. Well, on that note, let's talk about some fights. Because we had a cool, fun card this weekend in the UFC Mexico.
Yeah. Unexpected.
And Yeah, it was pretty awesome. And then they obviously, Dana White opened up, they've been talking about for ages, the Performance Institute in Mexico. But Mexico is obviously a big market, but also Mexico is just a place that produced some amazing fighters, right? From boxing to MMA and whatnot. But yeah, let's talk about these fights, man. I mean, because man, like
Hello.
the main event and the co-main event were definitely exciting. Now I watched, you know what? I didn't watch the full main card because I caught you know what? Because surprisingly, I watched more the prelims than I did watch the main card.
Ah,
But
okay.
we'll talk
Well,
about the main
go on.
fights anyway. Brandon
Okay.
Moreno versus Brandon Royval. Bro,
Yeah.
now obviously this one was to determine who would fight for the title next. Um, and
Yeah.
this
So
was a
go.
great fight. I feel like Royval got better as the fight, or put on the pace more as the fight increased. The fight went on. Rounds 3, 4, 5. I mean, his pace, constantly throwing the jab. Moreno's got this thing where he kind of covers up and then throws back.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
Royval was kind of using this to kind of, well, as he was doing that, to just kind of tee off strikes, be it was significant or not, but just kind of tee off a couple of combos to keep, as maybe distractions to throw, be it a leg kick or whatever it is, like a more significant strike. But the fight went on. I mean, when it's on the ground, their scrambling is always amazing. Moreno's scrambling on the ground is always like just
He's
full
so much.
on. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But I feel like
He's so
Royval
much.
definitely. I mean, look, he had that title fight and he messed up his shoulder, right, which was unfortunate for him. So now he gets an opportunity to go back out. But I think his pace was really good after rounds, like say three, two, in the 2, 3, 4, 5. But that was a great pace. I think in the beginning, Moreno was hitting him with a few shots because I don't know if he couldn't get the distance or he wasn't applying the same amount of pace. But once he kind of established that, you know what, one, I could take these shots, which could be risky but
Right.
also just managing his distance and just putting on that pace, he just kind of took over after that. But yeah, what did you think?
I actually didn't see that fight. I just saw little like snippets. So I kind of know what you're speaking of. I don't know in great detail, so I can't really say. But to be honest, like I was kind of surprised that Moreno had lost the fight because I don't really know Royval that much, and yeah. So I'm not really sure, but I know what Brandon Moreno does on the ground. I know he's a worker, and he puts everything really well together. So I can only imagine what he would have done in that fight. But you're saying that of all his tricks, Royval got the upper hand, regardless.
But it was a pace. It was a
Dominant
boxing.
everywhere.
It was a boxing
Sorry.
pace. I mean, look, Moreno had great. He's always got great footwork. He's very awkward with his
Yeah.
style. He's got very long arms, which is like you don't see it. He's got very long arms.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but and it's very like side to side movement. His striking's a
Yeah.
bit more, not as precise as Royval, but it's been effective, right?
It's been effective. Yeah.
But I mean, look, it was still. I wouldn't. It was still a close fight. That's the thing. It was still a close fight. I
Okay.
just think as the fight went on, Royval,
Overcooking.
yeah, it just overtook him in regards to pace and whatnot. I think it was the pace really that was able
Okay.
to get it. So close fight,
I rewatched that.
but I mean, and Moreno's been involved with. Come on, man. For the last couple of years, how many title fights, rematches? Because he's just up there, right? Right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's had four with Davis and Figueredo, right? And then who else did he fight?
He brought
Higher
the.
France. Like, yeah, exactly. He's That's a great win. That's a great win for Royval. Given just actually thinking about who Moreno has beaten and been standing on this for a long time. That's a great win. It's a great scalp, right? Great scalp. This is the second fight, no?
Yes, it's their second fight. So I think Moreno won the first one, if I'm correct.
Okay, so
I have to be
maybe
honest,
this is
I
a
can't remember the first fight. Again, yeah, I can't remember the first fight, and I don't know where that took place or when that took place, to be honest.
okay. All right. Well then, I'll have to give it a rewatch then.
Yeah, definitely worth watching the fight, definitely. All right, moving on to the co-main event, which was
I'm gonna say that they fought in November 22nd, UFC 255, and Moreno won by knockout in that one, TKO knockout against Royval.
Oh
Yeah,
wow, okay, okay.
yeah,
What year was that?
yeah. 20. I'm guessing it's 22. November 2022. I'll find it. I'll find it.
Okay.
It's on, yeah,
But
it's on
I mean,
Google. Yeah,
that's
go on.
amazing for Royval to overcome a knockout TKO and put on a
Yeah,
performance like that. Yeah, no, I mean, it goes to show how much he's improved. Also, Moreno's been involved in so much high level fights since then. Anyway, all of his fights have really been high level. Both of them are, I guess, but Royval just to overcome that as well is pretty amazing.
it is. By the way, it's November 21st, 2020. So it's 4 years ago.
4 years ago, wow.
Yeah, 4 years ago. I mean, I think wouldn't you agree that sometimes a decision win is more dominant than a knockout, like an early finish, in
It
comparison to
depends,
a
right? It depends. It
dominant.
depends. I mean, because it depends. If it's like a lucky, like sometimes it happens like in an exchange or whatnot in the beginning of the first round, which there's one that we could talk about in a bit. And like then you're kind of like, oh, I don't know, but it just happened. But that's the goal of fighting, right? It can happen. It can't happen. Your goal is to take them out as soon as possible. But yeah, taking someone all 5 rounds and winning that. I mean, there's definitely. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't say Royval dominated the fight, but there's something about going the full 5 rounds and
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, it's showing them like, listen, cool, you knocked me out last time. I went full 25 minutes with you this time. You wasn't able to knock me out. Shows how much I've grown in my combat skills and whatnot. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely something about it, right?
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. We've seen it happen before over the years, and it's like, especially when it's an early knockout, like an early first round finish, you don't really get a chance to have your say in a sense. You know, it's like, all right, well, let me take you around the block, and we'll see if you can sweat it like I can, kind of thing. It's all different, isn't it? But yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I mean, with a decision as well, especially if you're
Yeah,
going 15, 25 minutes, there's an element
yeah,
of heart, you know, how much you worked for this and how much heart you have, right? Like, can I carry on for 25 minutes? I'm fucking tired right now and all this sort of stuff. Can you carry on and
yeah,
through a scramble and through whatever it is, right? So there's that element as well. You're showing so much more of your fighting personality in there, your fighting heart and whatnot in there with you know, a fight that goes a distance.
yeah, for sure, for sure. But yeah, all right. So Royval's next for the belt, right? Did you say?
Yeah, I think so, for sure.
Oh,
Well,
I
let's
mean,
move on.
that's the Pantoja can keep it. Yeah.
Yeah. Who's he fighting next? I mean, Pantoja's, he hasn't got a fight. I don't think he has a fight. So it's I believe it's Royval.
I'll get back to you on that one, but I think, yeah, I think so. I think so. I don't think he hasn't fought since he has he fought since he won the belt. Has he defended the belt? Is the question I'm trying to ask you.
I think he did against Moreno. I believe he had a rematch.
No, no, hold on. He defended against Royval in December.
Of course, yeah,
Oh
Royval. Yeah, when
my
he messed up his
god!
shoulder. Yeah.
Right, that's what you were saying. Yeah, okay. So he's had one defense. Yeah, okay. So yeah, definitely,
Royval gets
definitely,
his rematch. Yeah.
definitely, 100%.
Cool. All right. Well, let's move on to the co-main event, the featherweight bout. Again, an exciting one between Yair Rodriguez versus Brian Ortega. I mean, both are exciting, like not prospects, but both are exciting. Yair with his taekwondo and his amazing, flamboyant, elusive style, and then Brian Ortega, who we haven't seen in a while, right? And he's had some great fights, but he's been, you know, battered a lot. I mean, you know, Max Holloway and Volkanovski and whatnot. He's gone through a lot, and man, he managed to win by that. I thought honestly that first round. Did you see this fight? Yeah.
I saw more of this fight than the previous one. Yes.
So the first round, I thought, you know, he was putting in pressure. So basically, he was trying to take away Yair's distance for the kicks, right? That's where he's effective.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
and amazing. So he tried to take that distance. So he came very close range into the boxing. Then Yair did clock him with a shot. And I was like, oh, this might be the beginning of the end. Ortega stayed composed. He ended up getting the takedown at the beginning of the first round and finished on top. And that obviously was some sort of confidence boost. Man, the second round, again, same thing, back composure, kept that distance, a boxing range or whatnot, and then managed to, I think it was around 3 actually, he ended up submitting him. But that arm triangle that he got was so tight, because with the arm triangle, you got this, right? So this is like that, right? And normally, like, I don't know, maybe his arms are different or whatever, the angle he got. Normally, you kind of hold it like that, or you get the grip like that. But he actually got the full on through the, and I was like, wow, that's tight. Like, when I saw that, I was like, that's got to be a tap, because this gap here is way tighter than that gap here, right? It's a smaller hole. So the fact that he had that, I was like, how the hell did he get that angle to make that tight? It was amazing. I was like, wow, like that was a great. Again, he's an expert, obviously, in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but that angle that he was able to get was amazing. I don't think I've seen an arm triangle with this grip, you know, holding the bicep or whatnot. It's always been be a gable grip or something like that. But that was tight. That was an amazing, and I think a great performance from Ortega, man. I mean, like, he takes a lot of shots. Like, after round 1, his face was all busted. Like, I know he has that heavy boxing style and in the pocket, but I think he should just stick to grappling and not stick to it, but like impose that more, you know, do the boxing coming close and then go for the grappling, because he's obviously an expert in that field.
Right, and he's so damn tough that he can take these shots and not yield. And you know, against someone like Max Holloway, who isn't the hardest puncher, against Volkanovski, who's also not a thunderous puncher too, like he's able to take it, right? But it's not, it's not great game plan to have your face as a shield, you know. So you're right about that. What would what would you say would be best for him with like, in order for him to avoid punches? Obviously, you can do a head movement to avoid punches, changing your footwork, those kind of things. But what else? Like, for someone like him, what would you say is the best move?
I mean, he's got great boxing. He's got great boxing, right? So I think he should use that to get into a clinch, which he did to this fight. Use that, get into the clinch, push against the cage, take down, and all that. Because he done that in this fight. I think when he implemented that within this fight, I was like, oh, that's you, bro. That is you. And I don't think there's any need for him to get into any striking exchange, because he's such a dominant dude on the ground. But yes, use your boxing, use your striking, and obviously if that works, if it's working for you. But if the moment you feel like, I don't want to take this shot, he's definitely got that ground. Nobody wants to be on the ground with him, really. I mean, he's that good. So, you know, I don't think maybe shooting, but just using that boxing to get in the range of a clinch, and then, you know, be a push against the fence, or just hold on to that clinch, keep it close, take it down. Because he had some great takedowns in this as well. I believe he'd like done a couple of trips or something like that, if I remember. So yeah, I mean, it's good to see him up there. It's good to see him get a win in that division. That division's open now, right? With Volkanovski not being there. Well, not being there, but not being the champion now. And we'll see what happens with Ilya and this division in general.
Yeah, no, it's time for a new era. Looks like, maybe,
Possibly, but we'll see. We shall see. We shall see. Cool. You know what? I did not, like I said, I didn't watch the rest of the main card. So normally the fight starts at 7 a.m. I woke up at 8. I casual, because it wasn't a main event. I was like, I'm gonna watch it later, but I didn't get a chance to go back and watch the fights later. I watched the prelims, because what happened was, after I watched the main card, I was like, all right, the prelims are already uploaded on Fight Pass. So I watched the prelims. Once that's done, I'll go back to the main card. But the main card wasn't uploaded until later on in the day. I don't know. Did you watch any of the other fights on the main card?
I saw Manuel Torres against Chris Duncan.
Okay, go on. Tell us, what's your thoughts on that?
That was the opener. So the Chris Duncan guy, from what I recall,
was that the triangle? By the way, that wasn't the triangle one,
exactly.
It was? Okay. So I saw the replay or a highlight of that.
Okay. So like, I've never seen these guys fight before, but it was kind of like spoken about that Duncan is more of a attacking forward fighter, and he showed that at the beginning, and he did clock Manuel Torres a few times, and then he changed his game plan and got him into an exchange, took him down, and then that was it. Like he just completely just wrapped him up, and then he got to a real nice angle, and he got it super tight triangle. There was no way out of it, you know. So it was really cool that he kind of almost Jet Kundo and used his bull like tendencies against him and wrapped him up and got a really clean choke.
Nice. Okay, cool. I mean, I have not heard of him, to be honest with you, but
Prelims, see any of them?
prelims, like I said, I had the prelims on, waiting for the main card to be uploaded. So yeah, I watched most of the prelims. I mean, just starting off with like the first fight of the night or of that prelims was Muhammad Naimov versus Eric Silva. That one finished really quick. I think Muhammad started off with throwing a spinning wheel kick, and Eric kind of stepped back, and I think his foot got caught in the cage. So he injured himself immediately. I mean, like, the spinning kick did connect, but I think it was his leg that ultimately finished. So that fight finished very quick. There. I did see the other one. I mean, I saw all of it. There was Ronaldo Rodriguez versus Dennis Bondar. And I think that was Ronaldo's first fight in the UFC, and the pace that he put in from the grappling, from the striking was amazing. And he got a submission as well. And I'm trying to remember what submission that was. I don't know if it was a rear naked choke. I believe it was a rear naked choke. I think so. But he came in strong. Yeah. Other than that,
Result. Yeah, no, it was one of them cards, man. Wasn't it? It was one of them cards.
yeah, I think yeah, it's one of them cards. And I think like I say, like, to get to know everyone, this is because we are the basic MMA analysts, this is us getting to know all these fighters, man. It's difficult to keep track of all of them if it's not your full-time thing. But yeah, anyway. But yeah, other than that, I mean, look, fun card, amazing card. Next week we got another card, which is cool. We got the 3rd of March. We got Rosenstrike versus Gaizev.
Hold on. There's one more fight that I didn't fully watch, and I'm probably sure you didn't hear about it either, and that was in the crowd, man.
Oh, I heard about this. Yeah, I saw like little things. Yeah.
Okay. It said like someone got knocked out cold.
I think a couple of people got knocked out or whatnot. There was one dude that they kept on highlighting who knocked out 2 dudes.
Oh shit. Oh yeah, I see a video now. Oh damn. Man, that's why one of them fighters he was trying to calm the crowd down, right?
I think
You see that?
so.
I think that's the same guy who triangled that dude, Miguel Torres. He like as soon as he came to give his talk with who was he? Was it Michael Bisping? I can't remember who it was. Anyway, whoever it was, he went over to the crowd and they were like trying to grab him. He said, no, wait, and he calmed them down and told them to just like relax, stop fighting, let's be respectful, and then he spoke. So that was really good. And they did kind of fight down a little bit. They did fight down a little bit. But I didn't realize at that point there was a fight. I thought they were just really loud, and he was unable to talk. They couldn't hear him because they were happy. But I didn't realize until later that there was actually a scuffle going down. So yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know, man. What can you say, man? Crowd of people. I'm sure there was a lot of drinking. Emotions are high.
Hey man, the Mexicans are fiery toes, man.
It is actually, man. I mean, I think this is one reason why I just stay away from crowds these days, man. Too many people, too many bad things can happen. I'm just like, let me stay away. My old ass is like too like, I don't think I mean, even though I wanted to go to the UFC Abu Dhabi, even though there's certain events that happen that I want to go to, like another Hans Zimmer comedy concert. Kevin Hart is in town. He was in town this month. There's something, I don't know. I think maybe it's my introvert side or whatnot. I'm just like, I would love to go and experience it, but I just don't want to be around crowds anymore. I don't know. This is just my own thing, but I don't know.
What is it about the crowd? Is it just like someone being stupid and silly and being like
There's
a
that element, but it's just too claustrophobic, man. I don't like being in crowds anymore. It's too claustrophobic, too many people. I just like to have my space.
yeah, like a
Um,
neutral zone.
anyway, yeah, going off topic. But yeah, that was another fight on the card that was spoken about. Next week, I think I'm gonna be honest. I think it's again like one of those cards. You got Jairzinho Rosenstrike versus Shamil Gaziv.
So,
Uh,
have you ever seen the X Files before? Off
mhm.
topic, but it's also relevant. You have, yeah. So I started watching my mom for a long time, and you know, you've got like the main story arc, and then you've got some stories that don't really mean much to the main story, right? So we would call them. Well, I coined them throwaway episodes, right? Because it didn't have like a major plot to it. So this is next week and this week's been kind of throwaway cards, right?
I mean, it depends on the fighters, right? It depends on who you're following as a fight, because holy shit, wait,
I'm
no,
talking about
wait, hold on a second, bro. Hold on a second. You got Umar Nurmagomedov on the card, bro. You got Muhammad
exactly.
Makayev. These are guys that I follow. Um,
Okay.
Tyson
Well then,
Pedro's on this card. Alex Perez.
yeah, it's
Who else is on this card? So okay, no, I get what you're saying, obviously, because the main UFC card is like the main event or whatnot. But I guess with those other cards, they're like one, they're fights, right? The UFC is always keeping their presence, right? And they've got a big roster of people that got to fight. You're getting to know these undercard fighters and whatnot. But also you start following certain people. So like for example, even the first UAE fighter, Mohamed Yahya, he's fighting next week. He's fighting next week. Not that I
I'm not
followed
saying
him
that
or anything, but he's the
all of
first UAE fighter.
that's a big move. I'm not saying that all of the cards, all of the fight night cards are throwaway, but just some cards are throwaway. You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just like
yeah.
there's not much
I
on it.
think
That's what I'm saying.
I think we're always gonna watch them. I think what it is, we won't know
Of
all the
course.
fighters, and this
Of,
is us getting to know the fighters, right? So those episodes, if
yeah,
you want to call them, are like character building episodes for us.
yeah.
But man, wait, hold on. I'm not like I mean, look, I was gonna watch it anyway. Was a big heavyweight battle and whatnot. But then the fact that Mohammed Makayev's on this, I'm excited to see him fight Alex Perez. Mohammed Makayev is very aggressive and whatnot, but he does get caught, in dangerous positions. He doesn't tap or whatnot, but he gets himself caught in dangerous positions. Um,
I don't. Oh, yeah, I know who he is. Yes, yes, yes,
Where
yes.
they're
He's
fighting?
undefeated.
Oh, it's in Vegas. It's in Vegas. And then you got Umar Nurmagomedov, we were excited for him to fight. What was it, Calvin Cater? Or who was?
Yeah,
And that
Calvin
would have,
Taylor.
but
Yeah,
obviously, yeah, that shoulder injury. He's fighting someone called Bezkat. I like that. He doesn't even have a picture. So I don't know if this is like
yeah.
almost like a,
Al-Makan.
not to be bad, but almost like a tune-up fight or whatnot, just to kind of get him back in
He's still
there.
no joke. He's no joke. He's 17-1, that dude.
Oh, is it? Holy shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
and he's from uh where's he's from Kazakhstan.
Okay.
Let's,
Okay.
let's give the guy
Is
his
he?
due for the UFC.
Ah,
And
see. Okay, okay. The UFC don't even have a picture of him. Okay.
well, there he at. There he at. He is
So we
17
shall,
and 1.
because I would love
Uh
I'm not gonna lie, in that division, I would love to see
yeah,
an Umar versus Marab. Honestly, I would love to see
that would
that.
be delicious.
But we'll see.
This
We'll
guy's
see.
gonna yeah, I mean there's a lot of time and they're young fighters as well, right? You got time. As long as they can stay
Yeah.
healthy. By the way,
You know
this
what?
guy he's not he's on a 9-fight win streak.
Oh, damn. Okay, so this is exciting. This card
No
starts
joke.
at 1 a.m. my time, so I'm not gonna stay up. But when I wake up Sunday morning, it should be all uploaded to Fight Fight Pass. So I could wake up early on Sunday, wake up whenever I want on Sunday and catch this comfortably.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
Now this is
I'm
not a throwaway card, but one bit that's like that's real fights, man.
yeah. No,
That's real fights.
yeah. I mean, listen, I'm invested into all these fights anyway. To be honest with you, I'm always gonna watch
I'm just
the UFC fight.
more excited about this one.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Because there's a couple people
That's
that
what
you
it.
put. Listen, that's what's fun
Yeah, of
about this
course.
whole roster, this whole thing. There's always a couple people that you
It's always. Yeah, you
some
vibe with,
yeah.
right?
They that
Yeah,
you, and
for
you're like,
sure.
yeah, I'm excited. You watch a card for one specific person if necessary.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah. We
cool.
did that
Well,
all.
look, after that, the week after that is a big one, right? UFC 299. So
Yeah,
we'll talk about that next week, and we'll try and do a fight. You're going to be in the UK, but we'll try and do the watch along party with that one.
yeah.
But
That's massive.
real quick, just finishing off with some other fight stuff. I saw some Bellator highlights. I know the heavyweight bout, the Brazilian dude, I forgot his name, versus was Ryan Bader, I think it was, and he knocked out Ryan Bader. So it's him because it was a Bellator versus PFO crossover in Saudi Arabia.
Also,
And
yes.
Ngannou's going to fight the Brazilian dude next. That's his next MMA fight. So he's going to fight Joshua, which is coming up soon, right? This month in March or
March,
something.
March 8th.
Okay, okay. And then I think his MMA fight will be against that other dude. I mean, what Ngannou's doing is kind of amazing the way he's got this like big boxing fights. And then even with Bellator and PFO, it's not the biggest promotions, but it's still exciting that he's going to go back there. They're lining that one up for him. Pretty amazing. What's his name?
Romero?
Why have I gone blank on his surname, man? Yo,
Romero. Joel Romero?
yeah, yeah. Why did I go so blank? Versus
Yeah.
he fought that Brazilian dude as well. What's his name? The guy who has four hammer on his chest. What's his name again? Fought
Thiago
John
Santos.
Santos. Yes, yeah. I think he beat him in the light heavyweight. But I don't know how Yoel's doing it at like 45, 46. That guy's just a different kind of human. Um,
He's still winning.
Still winning in some bouts, yeah.
Yeah. He beat Melvin Manhoef. I think that was a big deal fight. He smashed him. That's when he went to the camera and started like barking, like a dog. You see that?
He's scary. Scary human.
He's very scary.
Um, and then I saw the ONE FC highlights, not highlight, but I saw the Haggerty fight when he fought the Brazilian dude, and forgive me for forgetting names and whatnot.
I didn't see that one.
That was last week. So he came up and I thought I had
Wow.
some time. I watched it. Haggerty won. I mean, knockout or TKO in the first. No, not first. Second or third. I think it was third round. But it was an exciting fight because Haggerty got knocked down in the first round. And it was a
Right.
really back and forth fight, man. Those ONE FC Muay Thai fights are amazing. Like they're just so back and forth. There's so much action. The pace that they put on always is just so high paced fight, man. It's just it's exciting. So
I
that
love
was
it.
yeah.
I love it. His name is Felipe Lobo. How, how could I have forgotten? I remember hearing that name and thinking like, wait, what? Like, is it? And I'm like, no. It can't be Superman reference, you know? But yeah,
Lobo,
it was him.
yeah.
It was a TKO by a right cross that ended the fight.
I mean, it was a good back and
Around
forth fight. Like I say, Haggerty went down in the first, and then
right.
they went back and forth. So it was a great fight. I think in the second round, in fact, they both went down, if I remember. Like Haggerty went down again, and then or they both just had moments. It was actually a great fight.
And I need to go and give that a look and see. But yeah, Haggerty, he's like, obviously me being in Thailand and speaking with the Thai MMA guys and stuff. And I said, what do you think of Haggerty? And they say, oh yeah, he's a real deal. And I'm like, shit, like this is before he had beaten Long O and
No,
took the belt and
no,
everything. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, like he's beaten he got beat by Rod Tang twice, which is one of the gods of Muay Thai at the moment, right? Along with Super Leg. It's like cemented. So I was thinking, okay, maybe let's see what they say. Yeah. And they were like, he's a god level. And then he just smacked up these other guys. And I'm down thinking, okay, like he reminds me of, he is the embodiment of what one of the chairmen, okay, of Stamp Fairtex, which is one of the biggest Muay Thai organizations in Bangkok. And Stamp Fairtex, she fights the Muay Thai fights there and a couple other fighters. And he said that we as Thai people need to be careful about the Westerners who come They take the fights really seriously. They pay a lot of money. They spend 6 months, 7 months here, while our Thai men and women fighters, they kind of chill, don't take it that seriously, and they get surpassed. And he's like, all of our belts are going to the foreigners. This shouldn't happen and whatnot. And I believe that dude, man. Like, I don't know what's happening with certain folks that slipping the belt and everything, but there was a time when Westerners couldn't touch Thai fighters. Remember that? It was not even there, you know. So it's interesting to see how things are flowing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's why I would love. I mean, that's why I think ONE FC is great, One Champion, because you put Muay Thai on the map. Like Muay Thai is always on the map. Don't get me wrong, but I'm talking about just like in regards to some of the fights, the high level fights we get out there. Because the ones that do have it in Lumpini Stadium and Thailand and whatnot, they're not as broadcast as the ONE Championship globally, right? And of course, there's a big betting, gambling environment around it. Not saying that anything's corrupt or whatnot, but you know the Thai, you speak to Thai fighters, you know that there's an unwritten rule between each other, right? That not that no one's losing the fight, but what say for example someone's winning rounds 2 and 3, and they know there's no way round 3, they're gonna fight next week. And you're gonna lose the fight anyway. They just take the last round off. Like, listen, we're gonna fight again next week. Let's not try and kill each. Like, there's this unwritten rule where they do have a slow pace, and they know, cool, you've lost that fight. I know I've lost. Let's just take this round to just chill. Next week we're gonna fight again, or 2 weeks. So there's an unwritten rule. But with ONE Championship, like for example, there isn't that. It's a fight. You gotta win. And maybe ONE Championship has change things a little bit in the sense that, look, after this fight, you can't take a rest. There's no fight again into it because of pay and all that sort of stuff, right? You get paid as well. So you don't have to fight every 2 weeks or whatnot. So I think it's changed things as well. And it's also, but I would have loved to see a Sanchai or Walkout fight in ONE Championship. But anyway, we got the Wotangs, we got the Nongos, we got them anyways, the Super Lex, which is fun at this moment from a Thai perspective. But then you got, Liam Harrison, you got Haggerty, you got so many other Muay Thai fighters I'm learning about now, which I would not have known of if it wasn't ONE Championship. I knew a few, right, like the Sanchais and whatnot, because it's just a goat in but without following Muay Thai directly. Workout. There was the Australian guy who I'm trying to run through my head. I can't remember his name. Another legend.
From when?
He
From way back?
Yeah, and he did have his last fight in ONE Championship. I'm gone so blank on his name right now.
Oh, okay, I know who you're talking about. I forget his name as well, but I know and he fought a couple years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, right?
When I was in Singapore, he fought and he retired.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I forgot his name.
I've gone blank. Anyway, ONE Championship again is a promoting machine, and I think they're really promoting Muay Thai. But from the Thai perspective, they want to keep keep it Thai. If it's being promoted to the world, which it already has been, but what I'm saying is more, then yes, you need to take it serious to keep your belts or whatnot. But this is the beautiful thing about be it martial arts or anything in the world. As human beings, you create something, you're gonna teach me. Our human abilities will put us in a position where maybe my body, my mind might get it, like take it to the next level. What you've teaching me, you're expanding your teaching to a whole different human, which you're hoping to take on your legacy of teaching and expand it, right? That's the whole point of, I mean, I don't know if it's the whole point, but that's the beautiful thing about humans. And taking it outside of just your people, your culture, your tribe, it expands that mind frame, that thought, and where you can possibly take whatever you're teaching them. You know what I'm trying to say? Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And when you were talking about what it kind of reminded me of why certain cultures are like, okay, we're going to keep this information to ourselves. We're not going to share it because if I share it with you and you end up beating me with my own skills, like, oh shit, like that's kind of a defeats the object of it, isn't it? But yeah, it's just kind of funny, It's like I think about Bruce Lee in that situation with him, right? Exactly, and thinking like, damn, why? When you look at it down the line and you share this information, this ancient knowledge of the people for survival, for tell a story, to cope with their struggles, Tai Chi, Muay Thai, whatever Kung Fu you can think of. And then you just, you share it with the rest of the world. And then you beat us in combat with the same tools. It's like, it's irony, isn't it? But at the same time, there is only one brotherhood under the sun. So why not share information with each other? Forget all this segregation stuff. And if you happen to beat me with something I've taught you with, great. I'm a great teacher. So the way it goes, isn't it?
I mean, that's how MMA was formed. That's how, Bruce Lee's Jeet and his just philosophy of sharing, his ideas with others and learning from them, like, fencing and wrestling and, other styles that he was learning to ultimately, help influence MMA, which is the most effective style. Like, I mean, it's effective because, like I say, if you know MMA and someone just wants to strike, just knows striking, you can take him down and vice versa. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, look, there's a lot of obviously cultural heritage and that should never be forgotten. I think like the essence of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which came from the samurais and the Jiu-Jitsu and Japan and Muay Thai and Muay Boran, and that the history should never be forgotten, and that's what should be passed on. Like, hey, I'm going to teach you this, but you need to learn the history, and I think that's important. Importance of the teacher as well. If you really want to preserve this, your culture, teach it. Hey, this is a right, left jab, right elbow. By the way, the history, like, no, what I mean? Here's the history as well, like a little history lesson. Learn this as well. This is a part of the curriculum, but not again, that depends on the teacher, that depends on the school, that depends on, I hope MMA doesn't diminish the history of martial arts, because some coaches like, fuck that shit, man. Come in there, we'll train, we'll fight. That's it. But some other coaches are like, no. Keep the traditional bowing. This is the heritage of the lineage of us. Like, that stuff is important too. Like, it's just just random. I don't know. Just say Randy Couture. It just came to mind. He's got his Extreme Couture. There should be, and I'm sure he learned from there should be a lineage. He will be a part. He's a part of a lineage. So like, 50 years, 100 years from now, whatever it is, he got his school. It's like, here's a picture of Randy Couture. He was ex-UFC champion. He's a lineage of this school, right? And that's a part of martial arts. And that's what I'm saying. They shouldn't forget the lineage before. So yeah, that's what I mean. Look, that comes down to the student who wants to learn. That comes down to the school and the teacher who wants to teach it. But if you don't teach it, then you can't say, "Oh, they're stealing my culture." It's like, oh, you've got to teach them.
That's the thing about like passing the torch, isn't it? Like that's where money can twist things, because when being here, I remember someone told me about how they when you go to train Muay Thai, a lot of the clubs, they look at you as money bags, and they aim to train you to fight so that they can bet on you. And I was like, oh, so it's not just like you know what, we're going to invest some time in you. Obviously, you're paying us, and we want to see you do well and whatever, and accomplish whatever you want to go. Your goals are. No, we want to sharpen you up to fight Donny Boy over there in a couple of weeks, so we can make some guap. And I was like, ow, that kind of defeats that element of the way of the way of the art. But it's life, man.
It's life, exactly. And some of those fighters do go in because they have no choice and to earn a bit of money. Like, that's the only. So listen, man, you adapt to life and whatnot, but it just depends. Some people make it, a lot of people don't. So it's just the way it goes.
That's the shit, man. That's the shit. Did you see that the Ngannou called John Jones fat?
Yeah, I did. I mean, look, man, the skill set of John Jones is everything, but he does look a little bit.
Man. Yeah, he does. Like, I saw him doing some wrestling thing with these guys. And I was like, oh man, like of course he can turn it up whatever it needs to be. Yeah, like not that never changes nothing. But come on, man, like you look like you're ready to go and I don't know, like start teaching like DC and just be like, yo, like I'm partially active. Like,
It's definitely taking this heavyweight thing serious. Put it that way.
He looks out of it. He looks like he's moving kind of like some old guy. If you know the
I don't know
old
if
man
we'll,
walk.
I don't know if we'll ever get the Ngannou Jones fight, but you know, it's one of those what ifs, and it's in some way that's an exciting thing too.
Dana's the one that's blocking it. I don't know if you saw the interview that was had, which was a really good one when with John Jones. Did you see that in that event? Oh, so the PFL Bellator event, John Jones was there with
I saw that. I didn't watch the interview. I knew he was there. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and the interviewer very smartly said, Bellator wants to fight. Francis wants to fight. You want to fight. Like, so there's nothing from us that's stopping the fight from happening. And John Jones has this kind of like cheeky smile, like, I know it's Dana kind of thing, because he's the only person that's watching the fight at the moment. So it's just like, what? That's the only obstacle that we have for that one.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, Ngannou's not a part of the UFC, and to promote Ngannou with the biggest marketing machine ever, with one of the biggest heavyweight fights ever, it shines on Ngannou where Dana currently doesn't want him because he's not a part of the UFC. You know what I mean? Why am I going to promote my competitors in such a thing? Like, it's, my promotion is the biggest. So why am I going to use this marketing machine to promote another one? With Mayweather and McGregor, it made sense because Mayweather was on another level as well of promotion. So that was just a win-win for both, I think, promotion-wise. Whereas with Bellator, PFL, whoever, and Ngannou's big market machine, don't get me wrong, but the Bellator thing, it's not on the level as UFC. So like, why am I gonna, So I don't know, but I don't know these things. I don't know. As a fan, of course, I want to fight, of course. But we'll see. We'll see. Cool, man. Well, look. Was there anything else before we finish up?
I was gonna say, well, just that Dana must be kicking himself, really. you know, even giving up how things went. But that's what I was gonna say. Despite what's going on with Vincent Kennedy McMahon in WWE, that's a whole other thing. I'm not gonna get into any of that. But put that aside, as a businessman, right? Because I've been getting back into that world of things, and I've been seeing like certain wrestlers like Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, and whoever legends that had issues with Vince over the years, and I think, oh, they're never going to come back to the competition to WWE. Hulk Hogan had a racism thing, and now he's a bad guy, and it's definitely a bad guy. So, and you think, okay, they're done. The legacy's white, right? And Vince is just like, if it can make money, we'll do it. We'll leave our differences aside, and we'll make that dollar. And I think if Dana had any of that, things will be a little bit easy with certain fights that we would like to see. But that's the difference.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he has a little bit of that, but he gets into beefs with so many other people. But people are different, I guess, and he definitely knows how to make money anyway. So it's not like in some way, he needs that to rely on that because he definitely knows how to make money. But yeah, I mean, hey, it is what it is, right?
He takes it personally. That's what it is, man. It takes it personal. It's just, rather than just think about this money, he takes it personal. Of course, he can move on and make every money and whatnot. But it's just like, when you look at a certain asset in a sense, and you're like, what, I can see that doing this. Cool, let's do this. But Dana's just like, you personally scarred me. You rejected me. Fuck you, kind of thing.
I mean, he's one of those CEOs that are just open to their emotions. You know what I mean? Like he says it as it is. Like he's very It's a different kind of guy. But yeah. Listen, you never know. You never know what can happen in the future. Cool, man. Well, look, on that note, let's leave it there. Good week of fights. Next week we'll talk again. And I know you'll be in London, so let's figure out that time, and again, let's just stay communicated. But yeah, guys, everyone who watches, likes, subscribes, appreciate it. Show some love. Do like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Follow us on our journey of basic MMA analysts, really. Our passion. We talk about these fights and whatnot, our perspectives. But on that note, we out. Peace.